Hello and welcome to another episode of FIFAe Talks, the home of football esports, where we found out more about the people behind the personas. Now, I have a feeling, given that we normally have these very influential guests to find out more about them, that today's one is going to be a very fun one. This guy has gone from being the tactics guy for new players to becoming a professional scout, if you will, and now a social media superstar after his performances at the FIFA World Cup featuring Football Manager. Mr. RDF, how are we doing, Chief?
Oh, I'm doing brilliant, man. I'm doing brilliant. Still in that little come down, obviously, from the high at the Liverpool, but yeah, I'm doing well, man. I'm doing well.
Yeah, as always, people are going to want to find out more about the behind the scenes and whatnot of Liverpool. But, of course, we got to get more of a deep dive into your background, how you got to where you are. Then we'll chat about Liverpool. Then we'll get for the little tactical nerd peoples that we're going to get our little tactical information and whatnot. And then we'll end with a little quick fire Q&A, hot seat questions. And then boom, that is it. So, I got to start, of course. Growing up, were you always into gaming?
Nah, like, I don't really game that much. Like, I don't play any other game. It's literally just Football Manager. So, like, back in the day, it used to be Pro Evo, but that used to be live. You know, you're on your PS2 with that extension, and it's like 4-man, 2-on-2. So that, and then it obviously went on to FIFA. FIFA came in a little bit. And then there was a year where I was dead at FIFA. I was dead. So I just cut that out and I just stuck with FM. But with FM, I've been playing it literally the first time I can even like operate on a computer.
Swear. So it's just purely been football games non-stop since the beginning?
Football games only. Obviously, a little Crash Bandicoot there. And
You dabbled a little bit.
Yeah. But that wouldn't grab my attention, and I'll play like an hour a day. But FM, I ain't gonna lie, back in the day, it was overnighters.
So what year did you start playing FM?
I can't. So like it'll be my older brothers, innit? They'll be playing, but I was always over their shoulder, and that's how I got to learn, like without even being able to play.
You were the assistant.
Yeah, like bro, my cousin even used to invite me over to his house, bro, and I used to manage his reserves and that, bro. A man never used to let me touch the mouse and nothing, no decisions. I was just there. Cause I don't know, like FM players, they love that person over the shoulder watching them, that sort of thing, so they can flex. But yeah. I don't know, man.
That was like the equivalent of like when they say give your little brother the controller, but he's not really playing, fam. That was your thing. That was your
literally.
thing. Fair enough.
Yeah, literally. So yeah, it would have been champ, man, when the game was like Championship Manager. But back then I was on all Football Manager games, so it would have been like LMA, the FIFA Manager thing, any Football Manager game that was out there, I was on it.
So were you kicking ball back then as well, or was it just strictly playing the game?
Nah, yeah, I had a Sunday league team. So my dad, so like all my older brothers, I got 2 older brothers. We all played for the same team. We used to live in North London, but this team was in East London, so I don't even know how the original connection. Yeah, but my dad had this connection with the team, so yeah, around my age, like he used to take me, a couple of us on the bus, just fly to East London every Sunday and play Sunday league and that. Yeah, but other than that, nah, not. I mean, like, you play football every day, innit? Like school, football.
Yeah.
And then you come home from school, get changed quickly, back to the cage, football. But then, when it gets evening times, I'm home on that computer. You know, everyone, bro, even growing up to like 14, 15, 16, people going parties and that, I'm thinking, nah, I'm playing FM.
You got games to manage, bro.
Bro, literally, people looking at me like, bro, this guy's a nerd, he's weird. I'm thinking, man, you lot are weird.
I
you lot need to fix up and play FM, man.
So obviously, I mean, from day one, you were taking it mad serious, but when did you really start to take it as like I can maybe make some bread from this or make a profession out of this?
Only like from my first video, so I'll say like 3 years ago. Like I didn't. Okay. So like before I made my first video, I didn't know there was a whole Football Manager community doing YouTube videos. I knew of the blogs. I used to be like on the blogs here and there, but like I didn't know any Football Manager content creators or anything. But then I was on the blog, and then we were just talking about tactics, and then some guy from FM Scout, he messaged me, he's like, why don't you just do a video about this? I was like, bro, I don't know how to do videos. But obviously, I do have like a little creation side of me. So I used to produce and engineer music as well.
Okay.
That's what my dad used to do. So like, for me, it was like, this might be a decent little thing. So I just made one video. It was about Pep Guardiola. They posted on FM Scout. I saw the first video got like 100,000 views. And my man's like, yeah, you take 50%. I was like, yeah, I'm in. What? Man can do this. So that's how it started. And I just got like the bug, literally, from that first video, just had the bug. Yeah, just making videos. Then I just joined their team and just smashed that out, yeah.
So were you streaming as well them times, or was it strictly videos?
Nah, it took me a little while. Took me a little while to stream. because obviously the whole community in it, of like no one really looks like me in that. So I didn't have a face cam. Like it used to just be my voice behind a couple man clocked my colour, like, bro.
Yeah, I could clock. But
there was one or two comments in the comment section. Yeah, they clocked it. But then, it took me a little while still to get the confidence in that to put a camera on, and then then it went.
Fair. So obviously, you told me before as well, and it's quite known now that you've done some scouting through FM for a professional football team. So chat to me about that. How did that come about?
Bro, I don't even know. So we had, so it started off with the podcast. We invited, so he followed me on Twitter. So we invited some guy called Jakob onto the podcast. Then he was just talking about how he got into it and that. And then, like, obviously I was just mad inspired. He was talking about this free course to do online. Bro, literally, when that podcast ended, I signed up and I completed it that same night.
Fairs.
And then I sent it to him, innit? But then he was already at the club. Not Dynamo Zagreb, Dynamo Tbilisi in Georgia. So he was already at the club, so I sent it to him. And then at that time, they were taking apprentice as well. So he's like, hook up, come in it. And then he's like, obviously the chief scout there, he already knows you as well. He's watched your videos before. So my head is like just blown. From there, my head was just blown. So that's how I got in, really. Like, they saw my videos, but I'm guessing they saw like my progress. Because obviously by then, I was already doing doing scout reports and just posting it or just have it on my website and that. So obviously they've seen the progression and the development in that side of the game in me as well. So they just took me on, like, no questions asked. They already knew my background. There was no background, just this level 1 in scouting and that was it.
Fair. So would you say, aside from Liverpool that we'll get into, has that been your proudest achievement so far in the work of like FM, or is there something else that you'd say that was the moment where I was the guy?
Yeah, I think that was the moment, because there was always like that thing in the community, like, Football Manager's not real life football. Like, you can't, like, it's not transferable. And, like, they're right, but they're wrong as well. Like, there's certain things, like, even a certain language that I used to take over, I thought that I would have to change. And they were like, no, you're good, man. Just be you, innit? Sort of thing. Like, there's not one fixed thing that they're specifically looking for, innit? So, yeah, I just sort of brought that side of things. So, like, when I was doing my scout reports, like, they was just mad detailed. But I felt, like, confident in just using, like, Football Manager language. Like, he moves into the channels well. Like, they understand what I'm saying. If there's, like, you get feedback as well, innit? So, like, once I'm giving them these reports, they can obviously just give me feedback and that. But when I got Scout of the Week from the team and that, I was like, that's what I was like, I'm posting that one.
Fair enough. Cheeky little CV as well. I hear it. So, obviously now we get into Liverpool, FIFA E World Cup featuring Football Manager. What were like your hopes going into? Were you hoping that you're gonna go win the whole thing, or you want to just be like a entertaining character?
Nah, so the entertaining character thing, like, that wasn't even, because we didn't know. We literally had no idea what was behind the curtains. Like, we just didn't know what to expect. Sure. So yeah, it was just go in there, just do our best as we can. Like, obviously we done a little prepper in that. And then just go in and whatever happens sort of vibes.
So how did you prepare then? Because obviously, again, you didn't know the format, you didn't know exactly how it was going to work. How were you training and practicing for it?
There was like these little player briefings before, and then they gave us 7 nations, and they're like, yeah, it could be one of these leagues sort of thing. So which is just doing like preparation, doing different leagues, but then for some odd reason, I don't know, I just stuck to Croatia. That's just how mad it was. I just stuck with Croatia for some odd reason. I just felt like testing these tactics with the lower teams. It was good, like, to test yourself against Dynamo Zagreb and that. So I was just testing it out in Croatia constantly. So obviously, when they said, my team's in Croatia, hey, bro,
you were buzzing. You were buzzing. I hear that. So obviously, again, you were someone that, although you were being a bit of a character and whatnot, oftentimes your answers would convey a sense of like, listen, I'm just happy to be here for the most part as well. Yeah. So I want to know, for you, what was like the most surreal part of the week where you were like, raw, like, how has that just happened?
Bro, it just sounds so mad. I can't, there's the hundreds of them, bro. Like,
well, you can list through them, mate. Feel free.
Literally, like, genuinely, like, I've never experienced anything like that. It's like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, so on my performance thing, I used to watch videos and that, like, with my friend and that. These times when people are doing little clips, and we just used to sit there like, right, if this was back in our days sort of thing, like, we'll kill it, because we're like those goofy characters, and we used to do madness, like, running the taxi rank, could just go, ah, and just ran out and that. And then, just that was our sort of day. And that was so we just thought, that will be us. Like, that's our sort of vibe. So, like, when I got there, I kept telling people, like, I'm having no regrets. So, like, when I leave this building, I ain't going to be thinking, oh, I should have done this, I should have done that. Just be yourself. And that was, like, the only time, like, with cameras and that, on social media, that I was, like, I could be myself in that sort of surrounding. So that's why I was just, I wouldn't say acting like that. Like, it was just me. I would say, obviously, a little bit exaggerated in that. Especially when we're scoring goals and that. But that's just me. Like, when I'm playing at home and things are going well on stream, I just start acting goofy and that. So, that was what it's about. But I don't know. Like, when I stepped in Liverpool, coming out of the station, and they got the FIFAe eating there.
Oh, yeah. They had your name in that, yeah?
Because I'm already on my Google Maps, in there. I'm planning the walk. Like, I'm already planning the walk. And my man's like, Aaron, you get in the car and like, I'm thinking, rah. My man's like, take your bags and that. And I'm like, but people are looking as well. So I'm like, rah. So you already feel like someone the moment you walk into Liverpool. Yeah, the moment you get there. So it was just mad. Yeah, I think that was the first moment I was thinking, something might go down. But when the curtains pulled and obviously you see all the lights and the setup and that, I think that was the moment I was like, I've made it. I was like, I made it still.
What about, like, so when you're streaming on a calm thing, obviously you're winning games, you're celebrating. And next thing you know, Hasselbank and Terry just walk in and start chatting to you. What's that like?
Bro, I can't. So I think we was coming off from like a stressful break. I think something happened like with the rules and that. So we was coming back from a stressful break already. Like, I smoked a cigarette and I come down. And this is John Terry, like, literally just by my computer. And I was like, in my head, I was like, no, my hand smells of cigarettes and everything. I just smell. But that was all that was going through my mind and that. But obviously, luckily, he was already speaking to someone, so we got a little time to calm down and get back and winning ways. And then, by the time he came round to us, like, it was mad because I could see, like, a little nervous in him as well. Like, he was a bit nervy. Like, he didn't expect to, or he didn't know what to expect when you got there as well. So you can sense that in him, but then, obviously, the way he talks and that, he's just like...
Yeah, I feel like both of them, eventually, they were like... They proper got involved in it. They were like, they actually enjoyed being there, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so it's mad. Obviously, when you say he played Football Manager, then you're just like, you could just like, you're talking to like a friend, talk about Football Manager. That's what it was about. But there's the moment you walked away, like you look up, I looked at my sister, I was like, bro, that was like, the moment you're just thinking of him lifting up trophies and that, bro, that's my man still.
Yes, no, it was definitely crazy, even for me as well. Like, I'm just there thinking, that's Hasselbank, bro. Like, you were bagging bare goals, bro.
And the thing is, because it was streaming as well, so like John Terry just literally just walks in your stream, like it's on your channel and that. So it's like, bro, it's a moment that no one can take. Like,
start yelling, click that. For sure, I hear that.
Bro, every night I literally go back to the hotel room because you can't sleep. Like, after every you can't sleep. You get back to the hotel. I'm just there on my Twitch clips, just like literally just watching it back. Yeah.
So man wasn't even doing like no like revision or nothing. You were just watching the clips and seeing yourself.
So the maddest thing, obviously, because we're the home nation, so doing things is a little bit easier for us. So, bro, we got to the hotel and in England talking about sending computers to your room. Like, we got there and from first day, we had computers in our room. Like, so the way they did it, they made like a PC that was very close to the PCs that was going to be at the arena and that, So we just got there. But, I mean, like, once you get back, the last thing you want to do is be playing football. I mean, some people did, but for me, it was the last thing to do. Like, I was just trying to get some sleep, but obviously that was impossible. It was like one night, it was the first night, I'm just like looking at the PC, I'm like, don't turn it on. I'm just looking at don't turn it on. And man just switched on. But then I just went on YouTube and that and just started watching YouTube videos,
Yeah, I have to, man. You can't be stressing yourself too much. So what was your, I guess, favourite part of the experience? I know you're going to say the whole week was great, but there's got to be like some things. It could be the press conferences. It could be a certain game you won.
Nah, the Champions League run might be... Yeah, the press conferences were lit though, I'm not going to lie. The press conferences, I felt like it got the best out of everyone and their personalities and that. Because some people there ain't content creators and that. So I was a bit thinking that, bro, how are these people going to act like with the cameras in their faces and that? But yeah, most of them, like for the most part, like, they were the funniest guys there as well.
Yeah, I was going to say, obviously, the press conferences, it was somewhat of the Aaron show, if you will. But I'd like to know who you felt like, let's say 3 other countries that you felt, I enjoy watching those press conferences. They were quite funny. They were entertaining still.
South Korea, they were low-key funny, man.
Yeah.
Low-key funny still.
When my man was just leaving like every day and that.
Yeah. The first one, I think it was the first day though, the France one had me in tears, man, because obviously the miscommunication, right? When people said he hate England. And then my man went back on Twitter and the man was like, damn, man, I love Georgia Smith in the house, bro. That one had me in tears still. But I don't know, Lithuania or Germany.
Yeah, they were good as well.
Yeah. That would be my 3. Yeah.
I definitely hear that because the French guys, I mean, when it came to content, they were always on it as well. Every single video, they were there as well, bro. They will find a way. So I definitely
bro. That Joel brother, bro. He's big. Like you can tell, like from afar, he's big in it, bro. Yeah. You two stitched me up, fam. But you two got us to do a content thing together, and then, bro, I got close. As I was getting closer, I thought, fam, I'm shrinking.
No, that wasn't me involved, bro. I'm just the guy that speaks, bro. That one is a certain guy behind the camera that you gotta ask about that one. I'm just the guy that talks.
That guy's massive. But they're all there. Most people there are just hilarious. Like once you get into a conversation and that, and the worst thing is like the people that you're playing against, like they were our closest people there. Like the Lithuanians, like it was mad. Like we're competing against each other, but we're also telling each other our plans and that. Because obviously he's not just gonna switch his whole thing and then try and do our thing, whatever. He's just gonna stick to what he's doing. Yeah. So it was mad experience, man.
Yeah, the teams that were in your group alongside you. Did you ever feel like, hold on, they might be taking it like a little bit too serious, the way you were like trolling and making noise, or did you know the whole time, like, listen, it's a game? Did they all understand that at the end of the day?
I think at the end they did. There was going to be obviously a couple moments. So Lithuania, like, I think like the second day they were like, please, like, yeah. And obviously by then we're like, no, we hear you in it, we hear you. Because obviously when some people are going through a bad run, fam, the last thing you want to hear is people just going mad, like
yelling and
so like, so like we'll hear it. I'm walking off now. At the next week, I was just hearing them just go mad. Just like, bro, the loudest scream. We look back, fam. They were just creasing up because obviously they were in an important game as well. So obviously they scored a goal and they're like, we know how it feels. From that moment, they obviously understood the way we was acting and that. Obviously Peru and Saudi, Peru. Oh, who was the other nation that was next to us?
You had Malaysia.
Denmark were on the left.
I believe Malaysia. You had
Malaysia. That's the one. Yeah. Those, Malaysia and Peru. We're not quite sure. Denmark's just looking at us. No, Switzerland, so just looking at us like, these guys are mental, man. They're just like, bro, what is up with these guys?
To be fair, they were kind of backing you in the press conferences. They were saying like, oh, it gives us entertainment or whatever.
Yeah.
So,
it's mad, man. It felt like, obviously not being cocky or anything, but I feel like we sort of set a tone in the building. Like, from the first game we scored, the first goal we scored, I was going mad. Like just screaming that. It was the Super Cup as well, so we were just singing jumping champion. But most people even play their game like we just like sort of set the tone in the building, just bare loud. And the next minute we're just hearing Vamos in the background. From
everyone else.
And this like, it's kicking off now. It's kicking off now.
Now, obviously you won your group. So would you say that those sort of mind games had a part to play in it at all, or do you think it was just purely the tactical side of things that got
I ain't gonna lie, there was no mind games involved. Only literally the Champions League run where everyone was telling us, bro, you're going bare far. I think it was you actually, like, what, you don't think you're going too far? Like, you don't want to slow down? And obviously, I'm like, no, like, if we play this Champions League fight, like, just get into the final and that, it's like, it's gonna put pressure on them that now they have to win the Champions League. That's the only way they can top us.
It's because I'm walking around and people are like, they're doing their transfers, like, they're about to do my day too. And then I go to these guys and it's like, oh yeah, we're setting up for the Champions League semi-final. I'm like, oh, okay. Don't want to have like some food, like you're gonna go have a break or something. But
yeah, that's the thing. Like that's what Matt will say. Like, what? Shouldn't we just go for a break and that? And then I was just thinking, let's just get this game done, and then we're good, innit? Like, even if we lose, we're good. The other teams have to get to the Champions League final. So it's like, so it was just like we're good. Like, to put the pressure on them, make them speed up games and rush things and obviously doubt themselves and that. That's the only time like we thought, mind games. But other than that. But all the screaming and that, it was just all part of like our stream. Like the only thing we was focused on our stream. Matt was mad focused. I don't know how he can focus on both game and stream, but he was locked in. So he was like,
shout out the assistant coaches.
The assistant was cold, man.
They were all very important. How much did he help you, I guess, maybe navigate in terms of, again, the social media side of things, which I know you love getting involved in, but then also the streaming and the gameplay as well?
Nah, the gameplay he had, it was big. So like things like, when I got invited by England to the thing, and I was like, the reason why I picked Matt was like, one of the things I was like, people should specialize. People will specialize in different areas of the game. And for me, I'm known for like I can play the game obviously, but I'm known for tactics. That's like sort of my expert. But Matt, he does these games where like we'll pick a team in Malta and then like play like, I don't know, 50 seasons and whatnot, and make them the best team in Europe, but also make the country the best country in Europe for that. So I know he knows like there's certain things he knows with contracts and rules and that sort of stuff. He's got it locked on. So that's why I picked him. But so yeah, when we was playing all that, sometimes I'm offering a contract, I just look at Matt, I just wheel my chair back and I just let him handle the contract. Yes. And then there's something. But for me as well, my game, the way I play the game, so like I never used to make subs in it. I used to like, if my team's losing, bro, my chat used to like, bro, make subs. I'm like, bro, I'm just let my team sort it out, man. I don't like making subs. Just let them sort it out. But Matt was like, fresh legs. Like when he started saying that, I was like, bro, I didn't invite my man to Liverpool to have no import. Let me, like, we're losing. Let me just make a sub. And then, bro, when that sub scored, I was like,
that was working out. Cool. I was there for that part as well.
Yeah. I was like, all right, cool. Yeah. I got to listen to my man still. So that was my thing in it. I didn't like, my thing was no inviting man to Liverpool 4 days away from his missus and that, just to just sit there in the chair and talk to the chat. Like, he might as well play FM as well. So, that's what we tried to do.
Actually, on that, what was it like being like away from the fam for a week? Because obviously we saw your photo was there by your computer screen. That was that like a bit of a motivation for you, or what was it like?
Yeah, a little bit of motivation. I ain't gonna lie, like the first moments, you're just so taken in by the occasion. Like, like you're good in it. Like you're happy to be, you're bouncing around. There was only one moment where something happened. Like, obviously something about the rules and that. And I was like, what, bro, you're giving people free. Cause we already like, something already happened with the timing in it. They extended the timing. And we was like, obviously we didn't say nothing about that, but we was just like, that's just annoying because we already prepared and planned the day before because obviously they had a set schedule and they changed it. But whatever. And then it got to the next day and they like started giving people extra points because of a rule in Croatia. We're like, nah. That's now we feel like we're at a disadvantage now. Like, we've already prepared in that one way, and now you're just giving people extra points as well, obviously not including us. So then obviously, that was the only moment I was like, bro. Because a lot of the times, even when I'm streaming, when things are going bad, like my son would just come in and that would just instantly just stop me and calm me down. Obviously, here. And my thing as well, I'm known for like having a rage in that. But me, in that occasion, I'm like, nah, man, I'm wearing England. I'm representing England. Obviously, whatever I do reflects on Matt as well. And just the whole occasion, like the whole community. I don't want FIFA to be thinking, nah, these guys are, and I'm saying like these guys are mental. Yeah. But it was just like, bro, just taking it in. That was the only time. That was the only time. Well, even having Matt there, just because he's total opposite to me. So, like, having him there as well was just mad calming.
Yeah, I hear that.
Sometimes we're losing, like, we score on goal and he's just laughing. I'm like, bro, I can't rage and my man's laughing. I might as well I'm laughing with him. Yeah.
If only Matt was there for you when we had our 1v1 football challenge and you lost, innit? Maybe he could have helped you on that one. But it's cool anyway. So obviously, you won your group.
Bro, I ain't gonna. I was also I was dreaming for a moment as well to kick a ball in front of the cameras and that, bro. I was waiting for that moment, man. I'll drop the ball still. I'll drop the bag.
So you get to the last four now. At this point, obviously, again, you said you're here for the experience, see how far you can go. Yeah. Do you think, you know what, I can win it now? Because obviously you don't know exactly how good the others are, given that they're in different groups.
Yeah.
You think you're going to win it?
My whole thing just never changed, fam. Like, my whole vibe never changed. It was the same thing, fam. Just happy to be here. Again, when they showed us that stage and that, bro, all the managers was there. And then we just like, we just start high-fiving, fist pumping, bro. Like, bro, we made, like, this is it. We've made it. Whatever happens, innit? Like, football manager might do its thing. I don't think it really did. I think the deserved winners won the tournament at the end. But obviously, at that point, we were just all thinking, look, football manager might do its thing, whatever. Like, we've made it to this point. We've won, innit? So that was, like, the manager's thing. And I think I said that in the press conferences, like, we're also, like, we kind of support. We know we're against each other, but we're sort of supportive of each other. It's the first World Cup in that. It's a mad occasion that I don't think people realise how big it is for us as well. So, like, for us, it's just like, bro, it's a mad occasion, innit?
Yeah.
Getting to the final. Obviously, Indonesia, they done their planning. They were even doing their planning as we was playing. I watched them from their sneaky guys. I was watching them. So they were doing their planning even while we was playing and that as well. So, yeah, obviously they thought they can win. They knew they can win as well. And they ended up winning. But my whole thing as well, it was, I don't know, man. I just felt like the way those few days were going, I just felt like I got to that point. So people should know now I'm decent at the game. Obviously, I put the entertainment side as well. Like, in my head, it's just like, there's possible opportunities. Even if you don't win, there's possible opportunities. Like, there's a bigger picture, I think, sort of thing in it.
Sure.
Making it to that last four was the most important thing, I think. Just getting to that stage, you're in the final. Again, it's you've got now more of an opportunity to show yourself, but more eyes, again, on the stage. And hopefully as well, still entertaining that semi-final.
Yeah, I mean, hey, listen, we heard the shouting. Me and the good mate Jack behind the scenes,
we
were indeed.
But I was playing the game, I was like, bro,
we were chanting, we were doing England chants, we were doing anything, bro.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. All those moments, like, bro, I just remember, she's like, you just have those flashbacks, innit? Playing the game at home and like people telling you to turn off the game and why you playing the game and all those sort of things. And now obviously you're earning from it. So obviously I got that little respect back from people from earning, like you're earning from the game. Obviously you see those things like when those sort of things happen, man, you're walking on a stage, you're just thinking, fam, this is mad, because no one would ever thought this could happen like years ago when I was playing the game. But now everyone's mad supportive as well.
I'll tell you who did enjoy it. Maybe, I don't know if you saw it, because I don't know what was like on the broadcast.
Yeah.
But when you were celebrating and whatnot, Big Sam was creasing. Big Sam was creasing. Just Sam Allardyce just sitting there watching. He was even like recording it on his phone and that. He was like, yeah, look at these guys. I was like, bro, he's getting involved.
Bro, just bare little things. Even so, John Terry done a little thing as well where he recorded on his phone. But literally, my missus and father-in-law was literally right. Like the first people you see in his thing as well.
Yeah,
like, like those little things, like even for the family, like you can't take those things away. Like that sort of thing happened. Even from them, like imagine meeting your missus and that. And then your father-in-law's asking you, what's my man do for a living? And like, man's playing football manager and that. But to be fair to them, they've been supportive in it. Like my first laptop that I had to get, they paid half and that. So again, all of that things just builds up and like, bro, my father-in-law, he was like the proudest man there, fam. Like when he was there, he was just standing tall, like he was happy to be there. Yeah,
that's my guy over there. I respect that. Obviously, you mentioned you were gonna say something.
Like I said, bro, he all made a friend, so we went and visit him like 2 weeks after, and he's like all laughing. He's like, "Oh look, I messaged it, bro." He's friends with one of the guys from Lithuania, fam. They're all messaging, showing them recipes and that and cakes that they make. If I'm like, yeah, fam.
No, but it's nice because I genuinely feel like everyone there was blessed. Like everyone was just a nice person. They were all in the same boat of like, listen, we don't know what to expect here, but let's just try have fun and grow the FM community, because having I guess an organization as big as FIFA now backing you, it's gonna amplify it to a lot more people, innit? So it makes sense. Now, obviously, you mentioned Indonesia beforehand. Shout out to them. Thoroughly deserve to win it. You've also said you want to go then have no regrets. But I will ask you, if you go back to that first leg, would you change anything at all in what you did, knowing now that they're the ones that obviously went on to win it?
Nah, man. Even I was just said a few minutes ago, like the deserved winners won the thing. Bro, that first game, I still think we should have won the game. Like, if anyone watching, like, I just think that obviously, like, they took their chances, but we was just on it. Their goalkeeper was on it as well. So I just think that we should have won the first game. The second game, obviously, the pressure was on us. And then Matt was like, yeah, fresh legs, change the legs, nothing happened. He was like, and I was just like, all right, just change the tactic to something funky. Then we got back into the game. Again, then we had that moment, it was just dominating, these goalkeepers just saving. Then they scored the third game, and that's what just killed it. Yeah. I ain't gonna lie, just nothing I would have changed. Like, on a different day, like, if we replay that game, the game could have just swung a different way. Like, we could have won that first leg. So, yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't change. Yeah, I wouldn't change anything.
Did you think they were gonna win it, or was it? Because obviously a lot of people thought, Germany, the way that they're moving, they're gonna smoke everyone. Did you think Indonesia would win it, or were you thinking Germany when they actually got to the final?
No, you know what? After Germany's first leg, I was thinking, they might do something. They're using some weird tactic. But then the second leg, obviously the performance wasn't as strong. I was like, I don't know, because it's also one of those systems that on this day, as you saw in the first leg, like, it will blow teams away. But on another day, it also has its flaws in that. So another team could exploit that. But I ain't gonna lie, after that, was it like 8-0? I can't remember the first.
I can't remember. It was a lot of goals.
It was mad. It's like one of those scores like you do not want that in the semi-final. But that's game done already. Yeah, we was watching that at the back, and we was just thinking, nah, that's mad.
So obviously, you came away semi-finalist, still massively respectable. You know, done the country proud as well. Has anything changed for you since then? I remember you messaged me saying, "Listen, why are my family expecting me to do like household chores and that? I'm a manager now." Has anything else changed?
Bro, so it stops now, bro. It's mad. Like, even telling someone, bro, I used to have like. So, like, I used to start falling asleep with the computer and that on. Like, I'm laying down, but I got one of those tables that I can pull down as well. Okay. So I'm just laying there, falling asleep, YouTube on. And my missus is like, wait, you know, like when you're a guy and the missus is waking you up, like, bro, I'm not awake. But, like, bro, I wake up, I'm in manager mode, and I'm just like, bro, I need bonus points. If I watch all of it, I get bonus. Like, I'm talking bonus, bro. And my missus is just there creasing up. But I'm half asleep, and like, that happened 3-4 times, bro. Like, even my dad, she's like, your daughter's crying. And I'm again just talking about I can't leave my players.
Man,
I can't leave my players.
Delegate that one, bro. Delegate that one.
Literally,
assistant manager for a reason.
I can't leave my players, bro. Like, it was mad.
Man was yelling, "Where's Matt? Where's Matt?"
It is mad, but I don't know. Like, just myself, I just got more confidence now. Like, I haven't even made a video in that, but I know that when I'm back and that making videos, my thing is that people are expecting that World Cup. I got this thing in my head, like, people watch the World Cup and now they're expecting that sort of Aaron, because if you watch my YouTube videos, it's opposite. Like, it's more tutorial, do this and do that. There's no acting and moving around and jumpy.
Sure.
But yeah, that was like, as soon as I got in the car back home, that was in my head, fam. Like, what am I going to do now, sort of thing. If people are going to be expecting that, and it's going to be difficult being that guy, doing the content that I do as well, like talking about tactics, how do you behave like or perform like that? So yeah, I've just been trying to work it out in that sort of, in that sense, yeah.
Fair enough. And obviously you are one of the people there that was already a content creator. Some of them were not at all. So I want to know, is there anyone you think, or rather that you like to see start content creation that you met whilst you were there? Any of the other countries? Obviously, they speak different languages, but regardless.
It's the Norwegian, because he speaks English as well. Did one of the Norwegian guys?
Norway.
I think it's the one that coached one of the coaches of the team.
I think they're both called Mats, no? They both
they are.
Yeah.
So I think it's the one that coaches the team. Me and Matt was trying to, obviously my assistant's called Matt as well. We were trying to persuade him to do content creating and that. Yeah, I think that, he's got something that you can,
Yeah, I think I saw a couple pictures where it was all the English guys at the end of the event, all enjoying at a certain place, and I see some Norwegians in the background as well. They were vibing with you lot, it seems. So
the Norwegians are calm, man. Yeah, we made friends with the Norwegians as well, but obviously they played on the opposite side of the building.
For sure. Speaking of the future, obviously, like we said, incredible event. First of hopefully many. If there is potentially one thing you would add or change to make it even better than it was last time, what would you do differently?
I don't know if it'll be better, but I don't know. I think to get to like getting through the next round, obviously for FIFA it'll be mad work, mad prep, but I think it should be 2 teams from each group getting through.
So I think the last 8.
Yeah. The last day, I think that would make the last day a bit more spicy as well, because one of the feedbacks that I got from people that came is that it just happened like very quickly as well.
Yeah.
They were there, it was done, sort of thing. Yeah. The Foot Manager games, they don't last long. So yeah.
No, I hear you, because you don't want guys that are like, I guess, given up because they know they're fifth or whatever. You want something to fight for still.
Yeah.
It makes sense. Fair enough.
Yes.
We'll see. Like we said, it's first of hopefully many. It was definitely a good start. Now we get towards a slightly nerdier side. You are, of course, Mr. RDF Tactics. So I have to ask you, if I'm to jump on, if I want to be there next year, what's one tip you'd give me to instantly improve on Football Manager?
Ooh.
I'm brand new to the game. Imagine I've never even opened it before.
To get better at the game. I don't know. I think it would just be play matches. So I'll say like just delegate most things to your staff. Obviously pick a team that you're already comfortable with. Obviously if you're Arsenal fan, just pick Arsenal. Obviously you'd be familiar with certain of the players' attributes anyway. So I'll say that obviously you already know tactically again what you might want to do, because again you know the team, and just try and play as many games as possible.
Fair.
Literally, I think that's the way. I think that's the way to learn, is what just play as many games as possible. And after a while, you start getting the hang of things. Obviously, go to the email. After one game, you might try something new, just looking at scouting area, then play a few more games, and then you start looking at your development or whatever. And then I think that's one way just to learn the game better.
So do you have like a go-to tactic on FM that you maybe use like every year, or is it like you change depending on your team, depending on what year it is?
4-2-3-1. I ain't gonna lie. There's certain times that I'm even trying to avoid it.
Yeah, I know there's a bit of a stigma about 4-2-3-1.
I know, but that I don't know, man. In the community, that always happens. Like if I make a 4-3-3 and post it on YouTube and it does well, like in the game, people put it's broken. If I do a 4-2-4, people just say it's broken. Like people would just say any tactic that's working is broken and not realistic or whatever it is. Yeah, but I don't know. Can't help it. Like 4-2-3-1's just the way that I understand football better, sort of thing. So
is there like a manager that in real life you compare yourself to when you're playing FM, or that you try to be like?
Nah.
You just Aaron.
Yeah, literally just I swear to God, like even in school, my head was just like I'm a manager. Like many people that play for managers, the same. They'll have like a school book. They're just chatting, and then you're just at the back of the book, just literally writing down your squad, writing down formations, drawing arrows in that. So like, yeah, it was always even the press conferences, like what you lot did at FIFA, like it was mad because when you're doing it in the game or whatever, just playing the game, you're just in your head, you're just thinking, yeah. That's why people put a suit on when they get to a cup final, like they're in manager mode. And you just wish to have a moment where you can actually do a press conference.
Yeah.
Obviously, we just had that opportunity to do one.
For sure. I think that's why, I'll be honest with you, when that was all happening, and that initially it was like, there were questions there that were going to be asked. But I'm thinking, we got to make this like a bit more fun. You don't want it to be like a super formal thing of like, how do you feel today or whatever. So that's why I just like chucking in like the most random scenario. But you did well, though.
Like, it was funny. Like you're just saying, yeah, obviously the goalkeeper's my brother and that. You're just madness. But the way people are like, they know it's a joke. You might get a little laugh, and then they just switch and they're just literally replying back to the question like they're role playing.
Thing, bro. Yeah. That's what it was basically role play. You're not wrong.
That's what it is. Yeah, role playing because you're not like you laugh a little bit, but then you're just back to serious. You're literally trying to answer the question. And then we're talking about Dynamo and like, yeah, but what happened? People are like, yeah, but it's only 3 seasons. I was like, yeah, but then what about Dynamo like after the 3 seasons? And I'm just I'm trying to keep that straight face and that, yeah. But again, like the press conferences, we didn't know like what it's gonna be like. So when they said press conferences and the player briefing, in my head, I'm like, right, you're gonna get extra points for doing the press conferences in the game every match day. That's mad. No, ain't no one gonna complete the game in 9 hours. And then Jack will just laugh. Is like, nah, I don't think they mean in the game, innit?
Yeah.
It just be something that you have to do with social media. And then we're just playing the game, and then the first one happens, and I'm like, bro, that look. And we're watching it on telly. We're like, bro, that looks proper.
Looks like HD, everything.
Bro, nah, it looked proper. 4K, man, 4K, bro. Nah, it looked proper. And then. From then I was like, bro, I need like my knee started doing this bouncing thing, like you know, like when you're nervous. But for me, it was like, bro, I need a press conference right now. How can I get me in there?
Itching for it.
Yeah, itching. That's it. Yeah, itching. I'm itching for a press conference. Yeah.
So how do you deal with like the mental aspects? Obviously, like you said, you're a formations guy. You know how to make your team work. But when it isn't going well, how do you deal with that?
I think obviously that's where you make your money in it. That's why I make my money. Obviously, I'm not only try and find like one. So this is what I brought to the tournament as well. I don't think many teams did it where like literally before every game, we used to look at the opposition, look at how they're playing, and then we quickly go back into our tactic and then we adjust it. So we didn't have like one thing and then just plugged it and then just sort of, I don't want to say hope for the best. That's a bit rude, but because obviously certain people worked on their tactic, prepared, so they know their tactic sort of thing. So
is that something you always did? Like even like, let's say when you're playing at home, do you always tailor it based on your opponent? Because I know some people
sometimes,
even in real life, you'll be like, you know what, it's my team, my tactics.
Yeah.
We don't worry about the other team. Let's just perform on the pitch. So
that's
you change
like
it.
For me, like it's finding ways. Like that's the thing. All top managers do it. Like you obviously you stick within your plan and you're just finding little tweaks and whatever, and so you can still play within your system, sort of whatever it is, but. Yeah, I think that's what we brought to the World Cup. It was a bit different. Even like people talking about the gegenpress and that, but we're like, bro, we got to the Champions League final playing using defensive mentality. Literally, like, bro, we're going Milan, we're going Real Madrid, all these places with defensive mentality, coming back with a win or a draw. We never lost any of those games, sort of thing. So it's like, so that other systems do work.
For sure.
Obviously, like if you're looking at top teams in real life, they all got that similar thing where they're on the front foot. I don't know why people on Football Manager should change that. Like people want to be successful but playing defensive football. Like you would rarely see that in football or in the league across 38 games and that sort of thing. But we certainly show that in tournament, you can play tournament style football as well. But yeah, even at home, that's what I do as well. But selling that on YouTube is difficult because you're telling people to actually like do things they're not really comfortable doing. So I wouldn't say that really sells on YouTube. But people do come for me to tactics because you like say like I'll tell you to download the tactic. I'm not just giving you one. I've given you like 4 or 5 because they got different things about them and it suits different moments. Like if you're playing at a big team, then use this version because obviously I've changed certain things in it. So yeah, that's what I guess some people come to watch me for. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. So let's say I give you a team of just bang average players from top to bottom. Yeah, they're all pretty much the same level. Yeah. What's like the first position that you look to upgrade and say this is like my important guy that I'm gonna rely on?
I love my centre backs, man. I ain't gonna lie. I love my Gabriels, man. Yeah, I love my. I start. sometimes you can get away with the goalkeeper. Like, obviously, if you're a dominant side or trying to play dominant, you might not need a goalkeeper as often. So that might not be the first area. I might start with the centre-backs, maybe move then in centre midfielder, or centre-back and then go straight to the top, look for a match winner. Yeah, it depends, because sometimes you might have a striker that looks average, but he's banging, so it depends on what's happening. But first position I'm looking for is centre-back, yeah. Big
Fair
captain.
Enough. Okay, there you go. Hopefully you man were writing notes down there, because again, you were getting that free of charge. Some Dynamo teams, this is official work that you're getting there. So we're going to do quick fire Q&A, 10 questions. They can be one-word answers, one sentence, whatever you choose for these ones, yeah?
Yeah.
First one. Which country has the most passionate fan base, in your opinion?
I'm just say Croatia. I'm on my way.
He's there for Dynamo. I'm going to be saying, I'll see you guys soon, yeah? They think they're going to wave like Aaron banners at the airport or something. Fair enough. Favorite ever FM wonder kid that you've bought or had in your team?
Carlos Fierro. Some little Mexican, yeah. A little Mexican, was he, yeah, it was like, bad.
Number 10, striker?
Striker still.
Okay.
Striker, yeah, up front. Bad striker, yeah.
Fair enough. Which manager, past or present, would you love to play under?
Play under? Oh. I think I'm just gonna go with Arsene Wenger, man. I'm gonna go with Arsene Wenger.
I hear it. Give you the freedom to just
enjoy
the freedom.
I was gonna say that Pep's a great player, but I don't want to be doing my step overs to then have to look back and just play it off short, man. Man, want to whip it in or do something.
I hear you. Now, if you could bring back one retired player, who would you pick?
It's got to be Dennis Bergkamp, man. He's got to come back and.
Fair enough.
it's got to be DB10, man.
Fez, hear that one. Right, now obviously you had 4 England reps. You're one of them.
Yeah.
So I want to know, of the other 3, start, sub, sell, 1 for each one.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Questions got to get asked, I'm afraid. Questions got to get asked, I'm afraid.
I'm trying to put him under the bus.
No, but you can sell someone to like Saudi and get them a lot of money, you know? It's fine.
Yeah. I got to work my way out a little bit.
Yeah.
Right, start. I'm gonna have to go with Matt. It might be a bit biased, but I did obviously pick him as well out of many other content creators for a reason. So I'll start Matt. Sub Jack. And sell Tom for that money, man, because he can, Nah, man, because his content is mad. Like, his YouTube content is mad, so send him off to Saudi for that money, man.
Fair enough. Enjoy that one,
and
man.
He can do his traveling as well. He's a traveler as well, man. He can do his, come on, man. He doesn't want to be sitting on the bench.
I hear it. That's called serious delegation right there. Fair enough. What would you say is the hardest position to play in football?
Fullback.
You reckon? Why? Because of
the centre mid as well, but I don't know, man. When I was a kid, I'm a goalkeeper in it, but obviously I can play outfield, and I hated playing in goal because, again, not a cocky thing. I always played for decent size, so like, bro, freezing when you're playing football in November, bro, your hands are just
bare cold.
Your hands frozen, feet frozen. So, I mean, when I played on pitch as well, I just played like one of those versatile guys. Bro, always avoid fullback. If I heard like the fullback that's on the day that's supposed to come is not playing. Yeah,
I'm not.
Because I want to get one of those guys in there. I'm not a starter in it. I'm not the striker that's scoring 40 goals. I'm not the winger doing 50 step overs in that. I'm just that guy that's just he's a goalkeeper, a sick goalkeeper. He just doesn't want to play in goals. So if he wants to play on pitch, he's got to play where he needs to play in it.
Fair. Obviously, you mentioned when we're there as well that of course your kid inspired you for some certain celebrations. What would you say is your favorite celebration of all time in football?
You know what? This is one thing I did regret. So when you did that video thing, I was like, and I done the Omri against Wigan. I remember going home. I was like, I watched something, and I was like, it would have been that, you know. I can't remember. I can't remember that. I'm not gonna lie. I would say Omri Adebayor. The little dance thing.
Yeah, that's so cool, bro.
The only reason is because that's the times that I used to go to all the Arsenal away games and that. So yeah, and I remember the Blackburn. Omri scored a mad goal. I don't, bro. Underrated goal for some reason. I remember he just
the finesse.
Yeah.
And then he jog off like that with the straight face.
Yeah. And that was like the low thing, but like you could just feel that all the Arsenal fans running down and like, he's literally right there in front of me with Adebayor doing the dance. I was like, it was cold in real life.
I'm gonna say real, completely unrelated, and you man try this at home as well. When I go gym now, when I go like on the treadmill, I don't just like jog or whatever. I do like a little Henri celebration or like a little Perez finger wag. Like it gets me in the vibe, yeah, where I forget that I'm jogging, so it's not difficult anymore. You man, try it. Don't do like Drogba and that. You might look a bit weird, innit?
That's bad.
Like a little finger wag whilst you're on the treadmill. I promise you, you'll be like, yeah, I'm the guy.
Though, man? Who else?
No one's really got it anymore, you know.
Nah, not
maybe
moment,
Isaac tries a little bit at times.
Yeah,
he tries a little something. Yeah.
I think Saka tries a little something as well. He tries to do the little corner flag thing.
Yeah.
He tries.
We're getting there.
He's getting there.
Best stadium in the world.
Break it now.
You can be biased if you want.
Again, I'm gonna be biased, man, because when the Emirates was first built, man, you sit in those seats, you know, thinking, fam, I've been to so many away games, this is all plastic seats, man. This is the only time I've sat on a cushion. So I'll say that. But obviously, I didn't go to watch a game. I visited Nou Camp, and obviously visiting that was just, you go to like the top 10, you're thinking, nah, bro. You're looking down, you're just thinking, nah, that's mad still.
Yeah,
that stadium was tough, yeah. That stadium was cold. But in England, I can't think of any better than.
We'll go with the Emirates. No dramas. It's more than fine by me. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what food are you picking?
Cheeseburger and chips.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's
Get
my
the job
go-to,
done.
man.
I hear
that's
that.
My go-to.
And last one, like we said, you've achieved a lot now in just a short space of time, you could say. What's next for Aaron? What do you hope to achieve in the next 5 years?
Doing more content, creating stuff. Hopefully doing stuff with England as well. I think that's on my mind. Like, I want to do stuff like with England and that. Guys, mad, like actually representing your country. Again, it's one of those things you don't realize how much of a big deal it is until you get there and that, bro, the FA actually like had to accept this and that, and you're thinking, rah. So I think, representing your country and that.
Fairs.
As they say, professionally, hopefully do that, but more content, creating stuff for England and just linking up with other people. That's
for sure.
Like not necessarily in the Football Manager world, and just doing content with them as well.
Fair enough. Yeah. There you go. Listen, I'm sure we'll see more of you. If you guys want to see more of him, of course, check him out on all his socials. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this as much as we have as well. If you did, leave a like. Make sure to follow us on all our socials to stay tuned for more episodes coming very, very soon. In a bit. Bosh.